Hello students, welcome you all to my channel Economics is Interesting. Today's topic of discussion is with a yet another answer which is very important from Board of Intermediate Education point of view, that is indicators of economic development. To understand this answer better, I would request all the students to go back and refer the video which I have separately made on the meaning of economic development, and then come back and view this video for having a better and clear-cut understanding of the topic. So the question says here, indicators of economic development. Now what do you mean by indicators here? Indicators, in a sense, these are those things, these are those topics, or these are those measuring units using which you can actually measure the phenomenon or the process of economic development, to which extent it has been achieved, how it can be achieved. That all we are going to learn in the indicators of economic development. So using the first indicator, using the second indicator, using the third indicator, how well you can achieve the economic development, what all the spheres or what are the areas you can cover it in the economic development of the nation. Now let us see the very first indicator of economics, that is the national income. Now when you actually see national income, which you have already seen in our class 11, with the meaning as it is the total value of goods and services that is produced in an economy within the duration of 1 year. So national income, if you actually consider here, it is as simple as that. The more amount of national income a country produces, the more amount of economic development it can achieve. Because if a country is able to gather huge amount of national income by various sources from which it actually gathers, then it will be a benefit for the country, because that collected amount in national income can be utilized for various developmental processes, various developmental activities within the nation. So let us see what is being given here. The first indicator of economic development is the national income. Higher national income is the index of higher level of economic development. If there is higher national income observed in the economy, then that shows higher level of economic development, because more amount of national output is being sold, the more amount of income you get it in terms of Indian rupees if you're actually selling the output domestically. If you're actually selling the output beyond the jurisdictions or beyond the jurisdiction limits of our country, then you can actually earn it in foreign currency also. And vice versa to that, a lower national income is the index of lower level of economic development. If you able to generate, or if you able to gather small or a lower amount of national income, then you will be able to go for the economic development in a very less percentage, or a very minor kind of economic development will be achievable. So it all depends on how good your national income is. If you have more amount of income, you can think about more developmental activities and more progressing things in the country, so that you can maintain a standard of living in the society and also in the world platform at both the things. So that's about the first indicator, national income. Moving ahead to the next indicator, that is per capita income. You know that what is per capita income. This has also been one of the concept of national income in class 11. It says that the total amount of income, or the average income which is received by an individual. So it's an average income what a person earns within a duration of a year. So let us see how it plays a role of an indicator of economic development. Some economists consider per capita income as an economic development indicator on the basis of increase in per capita income. Yes, this is also one of the method of measuring economic development. If in a country, if you take the sample study in order to study the economic development of the country, if you take the per capita income, how an average individual earns in a country, and if you see that each year after year, if his per capita income or per uh, year, if his wages are actually increasing, then you can say that the country is actually moving on the path of economic development. It is like if the salary of an individual increases year after year, then with the increased salary, he will be uh, able to improve his standard of living. When his standard of living improves, then his style of living in the society, his way of wearing the clothes, his whereabouts, what all he actually used to use it previously, he would use it in a much better way now. All the things what he actually uses it in order to make his life sophisticated, make his life flexible, will be achievable when the individual on an average salary increases. So that is one of the indicator that if the per capita income increases, then you can say that the country is actually moving on the path of economic development, which is must for developing countries. It is often used to measure a country's standard of living. It is also used to measure the standard of living of a country. That means how the people of a country are actually here, whether they have a standard living, whether they will be able to purchase all the things which is required for the living, for their survival, all that it actually calculates it. Next, an increase in it shows an increase in economic growth rate of a country. Now, if you see that a country's per capita income is increasing, if you actually note that, then you can say that the economic growth of a country is actually increasing. Now, when you actually see that when there is economic growth is actually increasing, then you can always say that the economic development will follow that. Because when you actually see the meaning of economic development, it says that it is economic growth plus the socio-cultural and institutional changes in the economy. So if you have the enough amount of money in your hand, then you can change the society. Then the society can change when the per capita income is more. Similarly, if you have more amount of money in your hand, apart from society, the economy of the country can also change, because when society changes, when society level is actually uplifted in terms of financial matters, then the economic condition of that particular state will automatically increase, and so as with the institutional changes also. So that is how per capita income is taken as an indicator of economic development. Now coming to the next indicator, that is physical quality of life. Now, what do you understand by physical quality of life? It is that indicator which does not contribute from the monetary side. It is it is a non-income indicator of economic development, because it is an attempt to measure the quality of life or well-being of a country. See, when you are actually want to achieve any target, if a company or any country wants to achieve the target of economic development, then both the things has to be in a aligned manner, a properly aligned way. Both the things has to be. First, it should have enough amount of money within their hands, to which you call it in the form of GNI, gross national income, or you can rightly say it as national income. That is the first requirement. Next thing is how to use it in an effective way so that that target of economic development can be achieved. That means who has to actually go for the target of economic development? When a country is actually progressing, it is the people of the country who is having talent, who is having skilled, who is having knowledge. They actually have to move ahead on the path of achieving economic development, because it is only those people who are having knowledge, who are literate, who are educated, who are knowledgeable, who are employed, only they can create or bring a difference or a drastic change in the future life or future prospects of the country. So let us see what is given here. It is an attempt to measure the quality of life or well-being of a society. Now, this index purely focuses on health of an individual. If the person is healthy, if he is actually fit and fine, then he can be actually a he can become a proper asset to the nation. His contributions will be actually benefited. His contributions will be actually taken by the youngsters. His contributions will be actually taken by the nation also. Because if a person is healthy and he is knowledgeable, then he can be a profitable asset to the country, because he with his knowledge can create wonders. That is the reason why there has been a trend in our country, that is India, that young youth should get education at any cost. That is the reason why uh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also given this statement that padega India tabhi to badega India. It is because if you educate yourself, only then the progress of the country can go in a right direction and at the right time also. Hence, economic development is measured based on the following three things. When you actually study this concept of physical quality of life, here the concept of economic development can be achieved on these following three things. That is basic literacy rate, what is the percentage of men are educated, was what is the percentage of females are educated, because the development of both is actually essential here, because not only men who contribute for the development of the nation, equally women who are actually employed, they also contribute for the development of the nation. It is the collaborative or collective effort that can make a nation stronger. So that's how basic literacy rate of both the genders are considered here. Next, infant mortality. Infant mortality, in a sense, here the life expectancy and infant mortality are the two things. Life expectancy and infant mortality are the two things which actually government aims for, since it is actually dealing with quality of life. So infant mortality has to be reduced, the newborn baby's death has to be reduced, because if that is reduced, then those people, those children who are newly taking birth in this world, they can grow up and really contribute for the development of the nation. So that's how infant mortality should be reduced, so that we can aim for better tomorrow. That is one of the aspect of physical quality of life. Next, it is life expectancy at age 1. That means how many newborn babies or how many young ones are able to survive after the age 1. After attaining age 1, how many youngsters or how many toddlers are able to actually survive at that age. Because if they have a long enough duration of life, not only at the young age but also when they actually become old, how long they will be able to survive, because the older you get, the more experience you gain, whatever the department you actually belong. So it gauges both the things, the beginning, when your life starts, and also when your life comes to a duration of expiring. So both the things are vital here, because you become an important asset if you are knowledgeable, if you are talented, if you have equal amount of abilities. Every individual, if an individual is not educated, even the uneducated people contribute with their skill, contribute with their efforts, contribute with their talent. It doesn't mean that uneducated people doesn't contribute for the progress of the nation. They contribute, they also contribute for the development. So that is one, the physical quality of life. This is another indicator. Now, moving ahead to the next indicator, probably this will be the very important indicator among all the indicators of economic development. And this indicator is very important in 2 marks, very short answer question also in Telangana Board of Intermediate Education syllabus. Let us see what's given here. It is a modern indicator, that is Human Development Index is a modern indicator of economic development. That means human development is an index that actually emphasizes to actually develop humans in such a way that they should become a proper asset to the nation. The points which we have actually discussed above, it's a continuation of the same thing. It also emphasizes on betterment of the people who should be with talent, who should have skilled, who should have knowledge of particular thing, how they should actually perform it. That's how it goes. This index measures key dimensions of human development. Now, when the humans has to develop, when they have to develop personally, also they have, when they have to develop for the nation, when their work is actually becoming a developing factor for the nation, then these are the key dimensions they actually should have. That is, let us see what are these 3 dimensions. The 3 key dimensions are a long and healthy life. That's what we have covered in the first point. If a person is healthy, then he will be able to become an asset for the nation for a longer duration of time. His experience can be utilized, his knowledge can be utilized for the benefit of the nation. That is one. Next is access to education. he should be able to study and gain the education at any cost, because a knowledgeable people can contribute or shape the country within no time. The impact of education in any individual's life will be greater, and the effect of education on country will also be greater, because it is only the educated youth have the courage or have the determination and willpower to actually change the structure, and also the uh, also have the enthusiasm to move forward. It is access to education only then that can bring about a drastic change within the structure of the country, and all the spheres like per capita income increase, like gross national income increase, like each and everything which is actually required for the progress can be achieved when the persons attain education. Next thing is a decent standard of living, and also a decent standard of living is actually aimed at, because when a person is actually living in the society, he should actually aim for decent standard of living. You should not, the government doesn't say that you should not be rich. It all depends on your income abilities and what education you have actually gathered. If you're more educated, then you can get a better salary work. If your salary is good, you can go with a, you go at the heights of standard of living. But if you have a decent standard of living also, it actually contributes for the benefit of the nation. Even if you belong to a middle class family where you are actually above the poverty line, then it actually helps the country in terms of development. That what a country actually aims at. Next, as per the Human Development Report of 2019, if you see the ranking where India stands out of all the countries of the world, there are, as per Human Development Index, there are 189 countries that are actually categorized on the basis of HDI, Human Development Index. So out of 189 countries, India stands 129th position. India stand at the position of 129 out of 189 countries in the world. And when you actually see which is the topmost, the first country with good amount of human development index, that is Norway. As per the 2019 analysis of HDR, Human Development Report, it has been noted that Norway has the highest amount of human development index. So hope the topic of human development index is pretty much clear to you all. Moving ahead to the another indicators that shows the economic development, it is social progress index. What does it cover? Let us see here. This index shows the capacity of a society to meet the basic human needs of its citizen. What are the basic human needs of a country? What are the human basic requirements? We have been studying in our previous classes that it is food, clothing, and shelter. These are the three requirements of every human, whatever the place it actually belongs. If he is actually living below the poverty line, then these are the three things he should actually aims for in any nation. So it says that this index shows the capacity of society to meet the basic needs of its citizen. That means whether the country is able to provide all these things or all these three things to the nation, poor people or not. That it actually measures how good the society is, how balanced the society is the aim of this index. It actually studies in that manner. It measures the well-being of a society by observing social and environmental outcomes directly rather than the economic factor. It not only sees the progress of the nation from the economic point of view, that it not only measures always in terms of monetary way, it also follows the way of non-monetary way. That is, it also considers those things which are not at all contributing in the form of money, but they are essential for the development of the nation. It is not only money that is important every time. Apart from money, there are other things also that actually makes a very important contribution for the economic development. And those things are social and environmental factors include wellness, health of a person, how healthy that person is. And we have already covered if a healthy person stays for a longer duration of time, how he actually becomes an asset to the nation with his experience. That all comes under wellness. Second is equality. There should be a social justice among everyone. Equal rights should be given to all the people. Equal amount of income distribution should be followed. There should not be any kind of regional disparities. That should be the aim of the government. That's how the people should also inculcate the habits within themselves, that they should distribute equal amount of income to the people. Next is safety. It's a responsibility of our government that they should provide safety to its citizen so that they can have a better tomorrow. Next is sustainability. That means the things what we are actually using it now, they should be available for the future citizens to come. Future people or the generations to come should be able to use the same thing. Suppose if you are using trees now, you are using trees and you are taking air, the fresh air of the trees, what they are actually giving it, you are taking it, and you are also using water. What if these trees are being cut down totally, and what if the water which is actually being used in a very careless way now, if it is continued to be used in the same way, then it might get exhausted. So that's the reason why sustainability says that what you're using now, the same thing should be able to be used by the future generations so that they can also live a comfortable life, because they are the essential things which every individual requires. The trees and also the water and all the essential things what we use it now should be kept for the future generations to come. That is the concept of sustainability explains. And also the personal freedom. Every individual should be provided with a freedom so that they should be able to speak of their own, they should able to live their life of their own without having any clutches or barriers from any corner of the world or any corner of the nation particular. Now the last and the next index that talks about economic development is gender development index. It says that this index measures gender gaps in human development achievements by accounting for disparities between women and men in three basic dimensions of human development. Now, it has been a very sorry picture for our country. That is, whenever you actually aim for development, you always say that there should be a development coming from male gender. That is, the male should actually go for the education. It's a very wrong thing. It is not only male, female also contribute equally. The female should also get equal rights when it comes to the contribution to the nation. Not only contribution to the nation, a very important thing, if you actually want to control the amount of population, it is not men, it is women who has to get educated. And when you actually make a woman educate, if you make a girl educated, it not only benefits you personally, it actually educates the entire home. Because most of the children, when they are actually at their growing age, they will not be along with their father goes to home, he will be focusing on the earning side, he will be actually providing you the monetary benefit, you should be out of the financial crisis. That will be aim of every father. Now when you actually aim for mother, when you actually see mother, if they are educated, they will educate the sons in a much better manner. So it is females education that matters the most. But to a unfortunate thing, we have noted that there are many areas in India where actually women are not being educated. Their life is actually confined to four walls. That should be changed. If that is changed, then the total structure of India, total development aspect of India can change within no time. And these basic three dimensions on which this gender development index focus, that is health, knowledge, and living standards. These are the three things which has been focused in human development index. Also the same three parameters, it also focuses in the same way, because gender includes both men and women, and men and women are nothing but humans. So that is how it actually deals with human development index. Hope the answer indicators of economic development is pretty much clear to you all. We'll meet in the next video with yet another topic from unit number 1 of Telangana Board of Intermediate Education syllabus. Till then, thank you, stay safe and stay happy.